So do I approve of what my government is doing? Is the White House doing good and right and proper by me when it comes to the Russian invasion of Ukraine? And I would say yes. I would say for the most part, the White House is kind of kicking ass and taking names. First, they had predicted it. People said that they were on some bullshit. Even the great Jackson Hinkle, he was shocked to see that Russia actually did invade Ukraine. First of all, Mr. President, we need your goddamn help. Actually, Mr. President Joe Biden, your administration needs your help. Your administration, the White House, the administration of the White House is kicking ass and taking names. So it'd be nice if, Joe Biden can actually kind of run with the ball on this, quarterback a little bit. Can Joe Biden get Russia get Russia the fuck up out of Ukraine? Can you get Russia the fuck up on out of Ukraine? Just get the fuck up on out of here. Get the fuck up on out of the Ukraine, Russia. That's where Joe Biden needs to be. You gonna help out your administration, huh, Joe? God damn. So I basically approve of what the White House administration is doing. They're doing a lot, right? They're doing some sanctions, economic sanctions, and the oil and the TikTok ban and all this other shit. So I think, all those things are good only because I think they're a prelude to actually engaging these motherfuckers. So I'm still waiting for Biden to actually take Donald out back. He said he was going to take Donald out back to kick his ass. Isn't that what he said? Donald said he was going to kick everybody's asses. And then Joe's like, I'll just, I'll be your damn Huckleberry. So here's where I stand on the U.S. government's position on, Russia, Ukraine. I think they're doing a good job. I think they're doing a great job. I think I'm more on the side of Cenk Uygur than I am, on Tucker or, a lot of RT guys. But I do worry a little bit. I worry a little bit. I wonder if the White House is blanking. I wonder if they're choking. I wonder if, they're, I wonder if they're choking. I wonder if they're blanking. I wonder if they're not prepared to fight. You can cut access to the bank funds. You can go ahead and wag your finger and you could say, so let's take a analogy. I feel like it's so simple to me because a nation state is just like an individual, just like a household. So if one individual can't hit another individual, then one household can't hit another household. And then one nation state can't invade another nation state. So this is the crime. This is the clear crime. And so if you have a gang of thieves that's just raping and killing, stealing, violence, doing everything, to your neighbor across the pond, not your next door neighbor, but your neighbor over yonder, your neighbor across the pond. So you got a gang of thieves who's doing some terrible things across the pond. That might not come to you, but if you want to do something about it, I feel like the people that is being done to don't have a choice, right? They got to stand up and fight or what? Just fucking take it? Just goddamn take their goddamn let the gang of neighbor raping thieves do whatever the hell they want to do. So when some shit like that is happening, you have to engage. You have to confront that. That has to be confronted. If you have a bunch of neighbors, or not a bunch, but you have, a neighbor, a family, your neighbor and his family over yonder past Walden Pond, they're being raped by a gang of thieves. They're yelling, they're screaming. It's clear they don't like what's happening at their household. And they are screaming for 30 days straight. They're screaming, this is some bullshit for 30 days straight. This is day 30 of the rape of Ukraine, of Russia's rape of Ukraine. If you have a household, a gang of thieves raping the shit out of your neighbors over yonder past Walden Pond, you can cut, their bank funds. You can cut access to their bank funds. You can wag your finger. You can condemn it. You could say, I'm 100% against it. I'm there. I got solidarity with the Ukrainians, but I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to stand up and fight. You can ban their TikToks. You could stop the oil, get everybody to stop, buying their oil and natural gas, right? Saudi Arabia won't. They executed 81 people in one day for fun. Saudi Arabia executed 81 people in one day for fun. The most we ever killed, I think, was 30-something people, and it was the Native Americans, and it was Lincoln, the great Lincoln. They killed 81 people in one fucking day. This is 2022. For what? Being atheist? For what? Being Christians? What, a woman, show a little bit of ankle? What'd they do? And then these goddamn motherfucking criminal perverts are going to sign a deal. They're signing a deal with goddamn Russia. So they're going to sign a deal with the goddamn raping criminal motherfuckers, giving the family and their allies the finger, right? Fuck justice. Fuck what's right and good and proper. If goddamn Russia wants to be a bunch of gang, raping fucking gang of fucking raping thieves or whatever, if they want to do that, then that's Saudi Arabia. Don't give a fuck, right? Saudi Arabia ain't got no morals, ain't got no goddamn scruples. Remember when Saudi Arabia killed that journalist and then they were kind of laughing and giggling about it? So for me, using that example, you got your neighbor and his family over yonder. So what, just, a family of 5. And just say you got a gang of, 5 or 6 thieves or something. But they've been able to overpower them, overwhelm them. And they're doing anything and everything that they want to this neighbor over yonder, past Walden Pond. So to me, it's clear as day that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. You got to do something. You have to do something. Perhaps if you don't fight, if you fight, you might lose. But if you don't fight, you've already fucking lost. And yeah, you as a neighbor, you might be able to keep your head, duck your head down, keep your head in the sand. But they have to fight, right? They don't have a choice. So if you're in that household and you're a good Christian, meaning you believe in the golden rule, you're putting yourself in the position of the Ukrainian people. No fucking way you could just say, well, we're just going to let them bomb and rape and pillage and take and do whatever the hell. No. To me, it's clear as day. You got to do something. Nation states are immortal. I mean, they're just like an individual, a household, a family, or a Soviet. It just makes logical sense to me. Now, people are saying, if you go in like gangbusters, shit could go awry. If you go in like gangbusters, if you confront the violent attack, it could turn into World War III. No fucking shit, Sherlock. No fucking shit. If you got a terrorist pile of shit that's just shooting up the goddamn neighborhood, which is what's happening. So you got Jeffrey Dahmer just shooting up the fucking neighborhood, right? You got the Jeffrey Dahmer gang. Jeffrey Dahmer gang is just not just shooting up go back to the, they're raping the neighbor thing or whatever. If you go in there and you say, hey, stop raping the neighbor, they could shoot up the neighborhood. They could set a fire. They could just, turn a bad situation and make it worse. Shit could go awry. It could go awry, though, even if you planned it out for 10,000 years. Even if you got 100 people and you surrounded the 6 raping thieves and you just wolf-packed them, right? You got 100 people, you wolf-packed the 6 people. That's probably best, right? I mean, if you got 10,000 people, then you need 100,000 to wolf-pack them. If you got 100,000, then you need 1,000,000 people to wolf-pack them. We need an international rainbow coalition to just wolf-pack fucking Russia. But even if you got that, gang of raping thieves, raping the shit out of your neighbor over yonder past Walden Pond, you could get all the planning in the world. You could have 100 allies. You could wolf-pack them to the T, exactly, synchronized watches or whatever, 5 o'clock. Shit could go awry. And some people could get hurt. Or lots of people could get hurt. Some people or lots. So just know that. No matter how much preparation, no matter how much this and that, there's always... Some people say, well, we don't know the body count. Well, we know that, 1 million people were killed in Iraq, so we know it's a shit ton of people. And then once we found out that it was a shit ton of people, did it change our behavior? No. They're going in and they're indiscriminately, basically, they have the license to indiscriminately kill. So they're killing a lot of innocent people. A lot of innocent people are being murdered right now in the Ukraine. So you have a gang of thieves who's raping and pillaging and, stealing, violence, all the fucking worst things that you could think of to the Ukrainian people. We're just going to sit there and not do something. We're not going to say nothing so we could cut the electricity. We could, stop the food and water from going inside. We can, do a blockade, have some sort of, put a blockade on the border of all the NATO allies, just kind of saying, we dare you going to do some shit. There's a couple things we could do, right? The best thing I think the administration is doing is, all the measures. I think all the measures are good. And I love that they're giving the javelins and the weapons. I think that's the best thing that they can do. If you don't want to go and fight your neighbors, fight for them, at least give them the best weapons that they can possibly have to fight for themselves. For goodness goddamn sake, like Jesus, Muhammad, Christ on a cracker. Some people could get hurt. Lots of people could get hurt. So no matter how much you plan, no matter how many people you have on board, when somebody's doing something wrong, somebody's just, somebody wants to punch an old person. Hey, don't punch that old person. You want to get hurt? Nah, I'd rather not. That's all I hear. A bunch of goddamn fucking wimps. A bunch of fucking wimps. We can't fight back because we might get hurt. Ukraine has to fucking fight back. They got a natural right to fight back, and we got a natural right to defend anybody who is being, attacked, invaded, oppressed. Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking Christ. So sure. World War III, I think World War III actually was started on February 24th. So, how much longer before you realize that this motherfucker's not going to stop himself? How long are these, gang of thieves, going to go on raping this poor family that's screaming and crying and saying, hey, somebody help, somebody, we need some help, we need some weapons, somebody needs to give a goddamn fuck. This is some bullshit. We lived here, we paid our taxes, we haven't hurt nobody. This is bullshit. This is an injustice. This is an outrage. This is outrageous. This is ridiculous. This is bullshit. That family has to fight back, right? I mean, what's the alternative? If the family doesn't just let the gang of thieves rape the fuck out of all of them, basically you got what? Clockwork Orange? You just got a Clockwork Orange goddamn situation. You got a peaceful family of 5 who never did nothing to nobody, get attacked, raped, robbed, until what? They're all goddamn dead? Just raped to fucking death? Like what the otters do to baby seals, and then just hope that the bloodthirsty criminal, their bloodlust, just hope that the bloodthirsty criminal's bloodlust has been quenched, and then they'll just leave us alone, by their good graces. They'll have self-restraint. All of a sudden, they'll just have self-restraint by the good, their own good graces. Hell, should we rape and attack this next door, this next household? And what about this next household? And what about this next household? When the hell do they stop? So if that family fights back, they could lose, right? They could get killed, and they can make it worse. They could lose. They could surrender and maybe, get some better deal at the end. Or maybe they could go to a concentration camp. I feel like if the family fights back, they could lose. But if they don't fight back, they've already lost. They've already lost. I mean, my God. If you fight back, you could piss the violent rapists, killing thieves off even more. And you might make them even more crazier. If that family fights back, they could lose. But if they don't fight back, then they've lost already. So I think that you have to acknowledge that something has to be done. You got a gang of thieves that's raping the shit out of your neighbors over yonder past Walden Pond. So does that, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So don't think the butterfly effect won't, loop around, boomerang back to you. But it's even bigger than that, because if we're not the lone superpower anymore, then we're a multipolar society. It's the whole thing's fucking changed. There's a new world era, a new world era has definitely, on February 24th has emerged. So it could turn into World War III. It already is World War III. Motherfucker invaded one sovereign nation. One sovereign autonomous nation invaded another sovereign autonomous nation. And one person can't hit another person. One household can't rape another household. A gang of thieves cannot go around raping, a household, especially a good fucking family that Ukraine hasn't done shit. They haven't done shit to goddamn fucking Russia. They haven't, invaded them, thought about invading them. They're not playing fucking war games. All they wanted was, NATO. They wanted a military alliance, which after this invasion, it's clear as day that they definitely needed to have, they needed NATO membership. They needed a military alliance. That's why he's opposed to it, because the motherfucker wants to take it. He's like, they always criticize Palestine, but Putin's just like that with Ukraine. He wants to wipe Ukraine off the map. He doesn't want the Ukraine to be its own nation state, its own country. He wants the Ukraine to be just a county, just a tiny little, administrative unit of the great grand Russian, Muscovite Empire. So yeah, fighting back might piss off the rapists, violent, killing thieves off even more. How dare you not let us do whatever the hell we want? But if we don't stand up, who will? Eventually somebody's got to stand up. Like the Hatfield and the McCoys. Who the fuck was going to stand up to the damn Hatfields? If it wasn't the McCoys, it was going to have to be somebody else. So anybody with a conscience, right? Anybody that knows right from wrong. And frankly, you want that kind of world where motherfuckers could just go rape the shit out of your goddamn neighbors and you're not going to say or do nothing about it and just hope that it doesn't happen to you? That's the world you want to live in? Without the presence of justice, there is no peace. You have to have the presence of justice. That was a terrible thing that just happened, and now we got to go arrest the perpetrators and get some goddamn justice. World War III is already here, and the threat of nuclear war, I think, is overblown. Yeah, he is talking all that goddamn shit. The threat of nuclear war has been here since 1945. So, they were getting under the desk in the 1950s and shit. So, frankly, when it comes to that family of five, you got a gang of raping, fucking, thieving motherfuckers that come up into your house. Shouldn't that family of five go fucking nuclear? Shouldn't that family of five go fucking postal? Shouldn't they go balls to the wall? Shouldn't they be up in arms? Shouldn't they go fucking crazy? Shouldn't they go ape shit? Shouldn't they go goddamn ballistic? Shouldn't that family of five that's being confronted with a bunch of raping, clockwork orange, fucking Russian imperialist, oppressing, murdering, bloody sons of bitches, shouldn't they go shooting stingrays and javelins at them goddamn murdering sons of bitches? Shouldn't they throw everything they can, including this kitchen sink, at the foreign imperialist fucking invaders? Jesus fucking Christ, we overthrew the British when they were, invading us. We wouldn't like it if somebody was invading us. So we're going to sit there and say it's okay? That's the whole thing about the greatest generation in World War II, is that one nation can't invade another fucking nation. That's the legacy of the United Nations and the human rights. So you got the Declaration of Human Rights, you got the United Nations. The whole legacy is one nation cannot invade another nation. So that's another thing. Are we an empire? Are we the lone superpower? Or is it the United Nations? Is it the Security Council? We're going to, share the world, carve the world up with China and Russia and UK and France, right? Us five are just going to carve the rest of the world up together. They have a natural right to defend themselves, just like a nation has a natural right to revolute. We have a natural right to revolution. A nation has a natural right to revolution because the individual has a right to self-defense and the nation has a right to self-defense as well. We also have a right to oxygen. These are natural laws. Natural laws are just laws that you can figure out. Whatever common sense the average man can reasonably figure out for himself, that's natural law. So in the state of nature, if you're there with your family and you got a gang of thieves going to come and fuck up your family, I think you have a right to fuck that whole motherfucking gang of thieves up as best as you can. Do your damnedest. Do your goddamnedest. If I won't be mad at you if you got scared or whatever and hope for the best and stuck your head down. But in my experiences, I don't think that shit works. Just surrender. Just let Putin take Ukraine and let him demilitarize and denazify everything and neutralize them, and then he's just going to go the fuck home. No, he is not. Motherfucker's got a big-ass goddamn nation. He's got a big country. What the fuck does he need Ukraine for on top of his goddamn big-ass country? We have a right to defend ourselves. Self-defense is intelligence. We don't just have a right to defend ourselves. We have lots of natural rights. So what natural rights can the average man use in common sense? What can he reasonably figure out for himself? What are the natural laws? We have a right to defend ourselves. We have a right to oxygen, food, water, clothing. We have a right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So the right to live, the right to have warmth, the right to housing, the right to speak. My God, if we don't have a right to speak, then what kind of fucking freedoms do we even goddamn have? We got a right to bear arms, a right to peacefully assemble, right to subpoena, right to a trial by jury, the right to life, liberty, property, safety, the right to security. Whatever common sense the average man can reasonably figure out for himself, that's natural law. So yeah, we can figure out a lot of goddamn things, but we could just start out with those things, right? The right to life, oxygen, food, water, clothing, right to speak, right to bear arms, right to peacefully assemble, right to petition and subpoena, right to a jury trial, right to liberty, property, safety, right to security, right to self-defense, right to revolution. Of course, you goddamn right, we got all those fucking natural rights and freedoms. Of course, we have those natural rights and freedoms. Shit could go awry. A gang of, shit could go awry. A gang of raping thieves could set the house on fire, kill the whole family, kill, dozens of defenders, could, shoot innocent bystanders, could set off a bomb somewhere. They could go fucking nuts. But they've already done some dumb shit. And if you know anything about people doing some dumb shit, you got to be, crazier than them. The cop that confronts that motherfucker, you need, a lethal weapon. You need a lethal weapon to send at these motherfuckers. And like I said, if you don't fight, you've lost already. And what's the alternative? To not fight? To let them continue with their murderous, raping, thieving, violent ways? Should we just learn fucking Russia? Should we just learn Russian right now? Should we just pull our pants down and bend the fuck over and just let Putin have his fucking way with our goddamn nation? Are we even a proud American nation anymore anyways? How's that even a goddamned option? How's it even goddamned option just to surrender to some fucking pile of shit that's murdering a bunch of innocent people? Well, he is murdering a bunch of innocent people. So, there's that. What, you're fucking scared? Yeah, it is scary. I mean, it's scary when a criminal's going around committing crimes. This is exactly what the goddamn right wing shits on the criminal or on the fucking Democrats and the liberals. It's wrong to commit crimes. It's wrong to hurt people, liberals. Jesus fucking Christ, man. The best thing that White House is doing is the javelins and the stingrays. Give that family all the means that they have to fight back. Give that family the weapons to fight the best goddamn fight that they could fight. Put them on higher ground. Give them a fair fight because, they don't have a choice. They got to fight. Just to live, they got to fight. But I do worry a little bit. I wonder if the White House is choking. I wonder if the White House is blanking. Ukraine has a natural right to defend themselves, and the rest of the world has a right to help Ukraine with their defense. So I believe personally, in an international rainbow coalition for the liberation of Ukraine. Let's get ourselves an international rainbow coalition. We don't have to have governments. We don't have to have the U.S. or the United Nations or NATO. We could just have the rest of the people of the goddamn world wolf pack the fuck out of Russia. Just have a 1 million man march, have a 3 million man march, have a 1 billion man march. The neighbor family should go nuclear as fuck. They should wipe out the gang of rape and thieves. They should wipe the gang of rape and thieves out, then go to their home nest and establish a constitutional democratic republic. Clearly, what they're doing there at their fucking capital isn't working. Establish a constitutional democratic republic with a functioning civil society. Have a constitution with 100 freedoms. Get ranked choice voting. Have referendum, recall, and initiative. Have strong economics and solidarity. Get some peace, love, freedom, strength, tranquility. Get some virtues. Get a conversation about the virtues. What's the highest virtues? What are the best virtues? What are the worst vices? What are the 7 deadly sins? Are they correct? And what are the White House's actions seem like they're being balanced and measured? I'm more in Jink's camp than Tucker's camp. I'd be for Operation Asteroid. Zap each and every goddamn plane or tank or Russian soldier who hops at Ukrainian border. Fuck that shit. I've been for that position since February 24th. Operation Asteroids. Operation Asteroids. Zip, 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 zip. Your little triangle. They coming at you in all different directions. Every single one of them motherfuckers. Fuck a Russian goddamn invading motherfucking foreign ass fucking imperialist, capitalist, low life, dirty, rotten, innocent, murdering, son of a bitch. This is, the rape of Nanking. Whether there's mass rape or not, the mass fucking murder of innocent civilians is a rape. In terms of nation states, this is, talk about a violation, motherfucker. Well, he came into your house and just killed everybody? Well, he didn't rape you, did he? Well, he kind of raped the house, raped the family, raped my future, kind of raped my whole fucking world. So, I guess he just technically did grand theft and grand violence and grand murder and, a lot of felonies, but, so I'm all about the White House. I like that they're taking steps towards, it looks like they're going to confront the fucking shit. If we have to confront them militarily, we got to confront them fucking militarily. So perhaps they're just, trying to exhaust every peaceful option there is on the table before confronting them, directly, before engaging them directly. Even Martin Luther King was about, engaging directly, militantly engaging people non-violently, but he was peaceful, but he was in your face. So he was militantly in your face. So we could do peaceful, non-direct, actions and, sanctions and boycotts and what the fuck ever. But, that shit takes a while to fucking work. And if it doesn't work in the next, week or two, we're just supposed to sit back while this gang of fucking thieves are raping the shit out of your neighbor over yonder past Walden Pond. If push comes to shove, we've got to shove back. How many times are we going to let a motherfucker, they're just shoving them, but what if they come into our house and start shoving us? Are we prepared to fight back? Because then we have to fight back or we die. And so if you're not ready to fight Ukraine because you're not ready to fight, then hell, you're not ready if Putin was to come invade you. If somebody shoves you, you got to shove back, and you got to shove them back even harder than what you were shoved. You got to shove them so fucking hard. You got to make sure that they'll never shove anybody like that ever again. Because what the fuck? What the fuck? I'm just standing here, not, I'm minding my own business, and you just going around trying to bully people, motherfucker? That's some bullshit. So he wants to shove. I can, try to do some peaceful, this. Hey, can we talk about your feelings? Do you want to have some kind of intervention? Do you want to do some sort of let's fill out a conflict resolution form. You want to fill out a conflict resolution form? Which actually isn't a bad idea. But it's bullshit. I mean, it sucks if you just have a damn fly come in your fucking house. But if you have to deal with a criminal coming in your fucking house, doing some Clockwork Orange shit, a gang of criminals raping the shit out of, your family, you're going to sit there and what? Just tell me that I'm not supposed to do anything, and then I have to do something. There's no fucking way that, I'm just going to sit there and do nothing. I have to do something, but it's just bullshit that I got to stop my goddamn day to stop some criminal motherfucker from doing some injustice. I thought we had a nice, peaceful society here. I thought I was able to get a job and build a house and, live a nice, tranquil life. But because there's criminal motherfuckers in the goddamn neighborhood, a bunch of criminal motherfuckers doing injustice to people who don't know how to goddamn behave, now I got to intervene. And, maybe I'll get hurt. Maybe I won't. But I'm trying to run a goddamn household here, you motherfucker. I'm trying to run a fucking household here, you motherfucker. Goddamn family working on a career, you piece of shit. You criminal motherfucking raping ass goddamn low-life degenerate pieces of shit. So I hope the White House is not blinking. I hope they're not choking. I hope they're prepared to strike. We got to do whatever it takes. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We got to stop the bloodbath. We have to stop the bloodbath by any means necessary. By any means necessary.